Hi guys, this is Dina with Hemp Happy Mama. I want to talk to you a little bit today about hemp and kind of give you some information on how to make some good hemp buying decisions. All right, so hemp is huge right now, right? It's projected to be like a $26 billion industry in the next couple of years, which is super exciting. But the problem with that is the market's booming right now with tons and tons of products, and a lot of them aren't very good. We kind of saw this in other industries before. When something's hot, everybody kind of scrambles to go make it, right? And there's good ones and there's bad ones. Um, and the problem is that I'm finding a lot of people that are like, oh, hemp doesn't work for me, or they're saying, oh, I tried it, it didn't do anything for me. And so I'm wondering, because there is all this research out there about the amazing benefits of hemp with your body and your mind. And so I'm wondering if maybe you just didn't get a good product, right? Because the research is there. There's studies there from the National Institute of Health and other organizations that are very, very well respected about hemp and its benefits for things like pain, neurological disorders, including seizures and epilepsy, mood disorders, including anxiety, depression, ADHD. There's been a lot of testimonies regarding children on the autism spectrum and a reduction in their tics and some of their behavioral issues with like ODD and things like that as well. And then there's a lot of people too that are just using it to get better sleep. Like I know that's a big thing for me is I go to bed at night and my brain is racing and I can't settle down to sleep. And so like that insomnia piece and that once you're asleep, staying asleep and getting restful sleep has been amazing for me. So we know all the benefits. We've heard all the hype. We know it's this huge, huge, huge industry right now. So how do you find a decent product, right? So there's a few things that we want to look for. The company that I work for actually went out and bought about 240 hemp products, and we tested them for contaminants, and we tested them for truth in labeling. The FDA does not regulate supplements. So it's kind of like in the world of supplementation, it's kind of the Wild West out there because they can put anything on a bottle because nobody's really checking it, right? And so when you're looking at bottles, there's going to be supplemental facts on all of them. And we just came up with the Truth in Labeling Act of the United States. And so hopefully we'll see an improvement on what's actually being claimed once this gets into effect and once companies are starting to be held accountable for it. But here's what we found is doing testing on the products. We want to find what's the actual amount of CBD that's being claimed in the product, and not what is in it, but what you're getting. What are you getting? Because you can buy $100 worth of gas, but if you pour 97 of it on the ground and only put $3 in your tank, that's a waste of money, right? And so a lot of the oils are like that too. What are you actually getting when you use it? So after all these thousands of tests, we found that 70% of the hemp products had contaminations. They had heavy metals like lead and arsenic. They had herbicides. They had pesticides like, I'm trying to think how you say it, glyphosate. It's the stuff that's in Roundup anyway. It like kills weeds. And a whole bunch of other stuff, including toxic mold. And this is all stuff that we found in hemp oils and hemp creams when we did testing. We found in our research that over 70% of the hemp in the United States right now is coming from China. So why is this a problem? Well, overseas, they use hemp as a cover crop. So they're using it because it sucks contaminants like pesticides and heavy metals out of the soil. They're planting hemp to be able to like purify the ground so then they can go and plant food there later. Which that's all fine and well, glad it can do that. However, then they're taking these crops, they're exporting them to the United States, and people are making hemp products out of them, which means that if it's in the crop, it's getting in your oil, it's getting in your creams, it's getting in your gummies. And so you really, really, really need to be careful about sourcing and where it's coming from and where it was grown. One of the things I love about our company, they have QR codes on every box on every product that has hemp in it. You can scan it and see exactly where it came from. You know where you're getting your hemp from. One of the things that they found too that was really fun is that a lot of the products they tested, they didn't have any CBD in them at all. None. There's the other end of that. I was chatting with our local DA a while ago, and he said it really is the Wild West. They confiscated gummies in a store local to me that were CBD gummies being marketed to children that were 5% THC. Five. That's a problem because that's not hemp, that's marijuana. For anybody that knows the difference, hemp, if it's 0.3% or less THC, that's a hemp plant. If it's over that, that's a marijuana plant. And so that's a problem that we're finding locally too, because it is legal to grow hemp in Wisconsin. He said a lot of people though are buying seeds online to grow hemp, and they're buying them from California or Colorado, and they're growing marijuana, and they think they're growing hemp. And then they're making products, and they're not making hemp products. They're making illegal marijuana products and marketing them as hemp gummies and CBD gummies when it's marijuana. So that's a problem too. So what do you want to look for? What do you want to see on your labels when you're reading boxes and labels and you go into a store and there's stuff all over the place? What are you looking for? So first of all, what you don't want to see in a bottle. You do not want to see a carrier oil listed. Like down below, it'll say other ingredients. If it says olive oil, almond oil, avocado oil, your body's not going to absorb that. Your body is mostly water. You need a product that is water soluble. You are not going to be able to absorb oil and get it into your system. You'll maybe get 6 to 11%, maybe 20. Ours, you get 85% guaranteed bioabsorb technology in here. So if your bottle says shake well, you shouldn't have to shake it. It's not a margarita. You don't need to mix it. It's not a martini, right? Shaken, not stirred. You do not need to shake your oils. If it says shake well, there's junk in there that shouldn't be in there. Keep in a dark place. Then you're dealing with nutrient fallout. If it says keep in a dark place or keep refrigerated, it's not temperature stable. What does that mean? Well, it's plant. It's food, right? You're going to digest it. If you have a hemp oil that is not temperature stable and it says keep it in a dark place or store in the refrigerator, let me ask you, do you think it was refrigerated when you bought it? Was it refrigerated when it was being transported? Was it refrigerated when it sat in your hot mailbox for 3 days when you were out of town? Or on the UPS truck? Nope. Also temperature stable, I've got a lot of friends in Texas. So temperature stable in Texas, is it going to be okay up to 140 degrees when it's outside in a Texas mailbox? Or for my friends in Wisconsin, is it going to be okay sitting on your front porch all day when you're at work and it's 40 below? Ours is temperature stable. So you want to look for that. Because if it's not temperature stable, it's going to start breaking down when it's dealing with those temperature fluctuations. And so you want to look for quality. You want to see that hemp is absorbable. We have studies to prove that our hemp is 85% absorbable. That means that you are going to get a minimum of 85% of the hemp that's in the bottles. And they're going to start showing that in truth in labeling. They're going to have to start telling you on the label what you're actually getting. Most other hemp products that we tested, you're getting 6 to 11%. I think the next closest one, the highest one that we found was 20%. That's still not very good. Back to the gas analogy, that's like going to the gas station, paying for $100 worth of gas, throwing 85 of it on the floor, and then only putting $15 worth in your tank. You're wasting your money. So then you want to make sure that something's temperature stable. We talked about that. That's really, really important for transportation and for being too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. Water soluble. you want to make sure that it has bioavailability so your body can actually utilize it. Your body is mostly water. Oil and water do not mix. If you put an oil product in your digestive system, your intestines have a water film and it's not going to get through there. So you can put ours in water and it'll absorb. I've got other videos I can post where they do experiments with other stuff too. That's really cool, showing those. So you want a full spectrum hemp oil, not just CBD. So you can Google entourage effect and read more about that if you want to really dig into it. But basically the difference is the full spectrum hemp is using all the oil from the plant, and the CBD is just one little part of it. CBD is great, but the other stuff is all really important too for your cannabinoid system to be able to get the full effect. So, you know, the CEO of our company is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And so the analogy that we use in our company is CBD is a quarterback, full spectrum, you get the whole team. You can't win a game with just the quarterback, no matter how good he is, right? So, like I said, we want to do the QR codes, and you want to look for some kind of validation with the product that you're getting, that it's had third-party testing. You know, a company can sit there and say, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best all day. But if there's nothing to back it up, what good is that? We've got third-party clinical studies that back up our products that hold us accountable to the things that we are saying about ours. We've had blood plasma level testing. We've done lots and lots of different testing on ours, all by third parties, which is really, really cool because what we say about our product, we can prove. So once you find a product, what do you want to do? How much do you want to use? When do you want to use it? And so a lot of these are really, really easy. Like the product that you use usually will come with a dropper. And I tell people to start small. Our droppers are all labeled. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard to see. But like with my kiddos, yes, hemp oil is safe for kids. It's not going to get them high, right? We talked about that. And so with my kiddos, I just give them just a tiny little bit because they don't need very much at all. But it helps balance out their mood. I've got a kid with pretty bad anxiety. And then I've got another one that has some mood disorders where she kind of is pretty aggressive. A lot of times she'll get really angry. And so this helps balance out their moods. And so the best way to take a hemp oil is just right underneath your tongue. Pour it in there. And if you can hold it there for 90 seconds and let it get into your system, that's best. Like I said, ours is water soluble. I actually have some of our water enhancers in my water right now, and you can just squirt that in and it gets absorbed into your water. It also helps me drink more water because it's like 4 degrees here today and it's pretty cold, and I'm horrible about drinking water in the winter. In the summer, I drink it like crazy, but in the winter, I need to put something in it. And so the hemp water enhancers help a lot. So that helps. Because it's water soluble too, and you can mix it in with stuff if you have kiddos that are having trouble taking it. We also have a gummy recipe that one of my friends came up with to make our own gummies with this stuff, which is really, really cool. We also have an unflavored pets version, and so there's also a lot of great information about pets out there. About I know I had Jude. Do you guys remember Jude? Oh my gosh. So I had this dog that would have so much anxiety when I'd leave, and he'd freak out. He'd like chew up furniture. He'd chew up books, remotes. He ate through my door, y'all. I had him in a crate. He got out of the crate. He ate through my bedroom door. I remember calling the vet crying, like, I need doggy dope. And the vet would not let me have doggy dope. He's like, we don't actually do that. And I said, I read Marley and Me. Yes, you do. And he's like, no, everybody's read Marley and Me. We don't actually prescribe dogs dope. So I tell people this is doggy dope. If you have dogs that have really bad anxiety, when you leave, you can just put a little bit of this in their water and it chills them out, man. Like, I've got so many friends that have been like, wow, it's like having a whole new dog. You can also put it on their treats or in their food. So that's a lot of the stuff about the hemp oil for you guys and how you can use it, how you can take it, what you're looking for. It's absolutely amazing. Go find yourself a product that you can fall in love with and that you can trust and that you know is a fantastic product. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you learned something.